another video, and today I'm going to be organizing my pantry. And guys, if you hear a little bit of a noise in the background, both of my boys are on the iPad and iPhone. But today I'm also going to be adding some spices to these really cute containers. However, I realized last minute that the stickers do not fit on these IKEA containers. I love IKEA containers versus the other ones because the popular ones, I'll show a picture right here. They want you to put your finger in them and then add the spices when you're cooking, and that's gross to me. That'd be saying that you'd be washing your hands between grabbing each spice every time you dip it in there, and that's just not possible. I doubt everybody's doing it. These kind of have the sprinkles, so you don't have to dig your hand in them. The only negative is that they have a weird shape. So the next time I order from Amazon, I'm gonna order circles instead of these little rectangles because they don't fit. But I'm also gonna be redoing all of this, cleaning it, and just making it look pretty again. Let's get in it.
If you haven't already seen, I have about 4 to 5 containers that I keep on the bottom shelf, and it's really amazing to have a mixture. So the pre-packaged snacks like the cheeses, the fruit snacks, a few granola bars, those are good for like grab and go, but this helps us save money because it's cheaper when you don't buy pre-packaged items. I also keep bowls for them on the side so they can just grab them, and they usually hand them to me and I'll put them in a bowl. But the next thing you're going to see me do is actually disinfect the outside of them. So I spray this disinfectant on a paper towel and then I rub the outside of the containers. as you can tell, my boys, they're like sneezing, coughing, and then just a whole bunch of germs from us touching the containers. And so usually I try to go in and disinfect them every now and then I use that 7th generation disinfectant because it's supposed to be green and healthy and whatnot. But it's always good to kind of wipe your containers down and give them a nice little clean feel. If you haven't already heard me say this 10,000 times, when we built this house, I wanted to add a plug right in the pantry. I had them add this in because I hate having a whole bunch of appliances sitting on the countertops as like a place for them to live. Normally, if you ever see like the air fryer out, or if you ever see the blender, it's because we literally just used it. Once it's clean, it goes back in the pantry, or it goes in a cabinet. And so one thing that you use a lot, I feel like I use, is the toaster. And so we keep our toaster inside of our pantry plugged in. The downside of that, it gets really nasty because it's a toaster and it gets gross. And so I'm vacuuming behind it, and then I also have it sitting on a cutting board, so it's just easier to clean throughout the week, where I can just take the cutting board out, wipe it down, and then throw it back in the pantry. The next thing I'm working on is organizing our canned items. So we normally don't have this many canned items. However, every time we go back home to Texas, my grandmother always packs us extra canned goods, and I'm all for canned goods. The only bad thing is that I only have one shelf. It extends out, however, it doesn't hold that many cans. And so a way to make your canned goods look nice and neat and organized is to group them by color. So I have all the red, like all the Campbell soup is all in one color, all the greens, all the blues, and things like that. So you want to organize it to where it's a little bit more appealing on the eye, even though you can't really take canned items out of the can because they wouldn't be canned items anymore. So you just pretty much want to group them by color to kind of keep them nice and uniform. Now to make all my spices look super pretty and organized, I already have most of them already labeled, and so I already put the stickers on there. And then right now all I'm going to do is go through my spices. Some of them are so old that like I had to actually throw away because it was just clumped up together. And then some of them I realized I had like 2 cans of cinnamon and different, I don't know, it was really weird. Anyway, I was glad to go through them because some of them really did need to be thrown away. But it does take a good amount of time to get those spices into those containers. So if you're going to do this, definitely give yourself like a good hour to go through your spices. So guys, I am done. This is the completed reorganized pantry, and so it's really cool. I'm gonna buy another one of these. Right now it just has our blender, and then I'm also gonna put the air fryer in there as well. And we normally used to keep it in the original containers, but this is so much nicer. Then we have the paper towels. We don't normally use this water, but this is just like backup in case, I don't know. After 2021, it's just life. So I always try to keep water. I'm gonna get a new container for our potatoes. And then the lunch boxes, the boys don't use those anymore because they don't go to daycare. And then Jamal takes his lunch every day, so it's just easier just to have these right here
whenever he's just grabbing food out of the refrigerator, and then he usually just grabs whatever snacks he wants. And here we have our chips, and then peanut butter crackers, and then I've never tried these before, and I want to try them on the boys. They're like chip cookies. They're supposed to be like really healthy. Of course, you gotta have your fruit snacks. These are like seaweed crackers. Our neighbor gives these to us. Jericho is obsessed with them. He loves them. So we have a whole bunch of those in the pantry. Well, we have just with Jericho, you can only put a few out, because if you put everything out, then they will literally just they'll take a bite of this, a bite of that, and it'll be a mess. Granola bars, and then in here is going to be where all my soups are. So I have different types of soup, as well as I want to make a chicken tortilla soup. So this isn't something I normally keep, but if my chicken tortilla soup comes out well, I'm going to keep buying that. And then over here is all the snacks that the boys usually eat: animal crackers, Cheez-Its, pretzels, cereal. And then we've had these oats forever. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. We used to do overnight oats, and then when I was nursing, I would use the oats. I don't know. We've had these oats for a very long time. We probably should figure something out. Then, as you can tell, all of our seasoning labels, they look so pretty and organized. I'm obsessed with them. And so, as you can tell, crushed red pepper. I don't know what's going on with my focus here. There we go. Crushed red pepper. Probably like my favorite seasoning. It's very, very good. But it looks so organized. So whenever you change out, the whole point of reorganizing your pantry, obviously it makes your life a little bit easier. But if you want it to look really good, kind of like the home edit and things like that, it's all about just taking things out of its original container and simplifying it and having a uniform look. So while having all those other seasonings is fine and it's organized, this just looks pretty because they are all uniform and they're all the same. So the more you get things to look the same, kind of like how all of this is out of its original box and it's all uniform, it has a white lid, clear bottom, it looks nicer. Versus this over here, where like everything is still in its own label. It's organized, it's really easy for me to use, but it's just not appealing as something like this. So the home edit would have you take certain things out of containers and then put them in a uniform container. Some things I just don't have the energy, and then some things I'm just like, well, I mean, it's just gonna have to be in its original form. Then move up to the cans. Also, this usually has water or soda. Right now, all of our water is, I do drink water. All of our water is in the pantry or in the refrigerator. So this is our second thing of soda. My Nespresso pods, they usually stay right over here. Over here, this is just extra. I don't even know what's in here, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, just in case, who knows. Tuna in a can. After 2020, I don't know, you need to have this stuff on hand. So this is probably, it's just nothing but tuna and then some chili beans. Something my grandmother gave me as well. Over here, I keep all of their juice box. Every day they get one juice, only one. And Mayo, since he's in school, I pack him a juice, and so Rico, he'll usually walk around with one. I only allow one, and it has to usually be at the beginning of the day rather than the end, and that's just for dental hygiene. They say it's good to, at the end of the day, to have water to flush all that extra germs out and cavities and sugar. Rice, the boys love this rice. They're obsessed with this rice. We buy a lot of this rice. Sometimes I'll add ground turkey to it, chicken, or sometimes I'll just give it to them straight and just put it in the microwave. And then of course our bins, everything in here is just extra mac and cheese, tea. I usually have tea at night, different types of noodles. This is also a set of random items that I get. And then the top, usually the top is just going to be my refills, and then it's going to be my cookbooks. So up here is all of our tortilla chips. So we just went grocery shopping, which means this is like the fullest it'll ever be. Popcorn goes in there. Olive oil, we have 2 of these. We do shop at Costco and Sam's, so that's why we have a set of 2 of those. All of our cookbooks. And then Jamal really loves nuts, and so sometimes I keep the nuts in one of these containers, but sometimes we go through phases of things where buying it in bulk is not really beneficial. So he just has one little small container. There's some more juice. The goal with juice is to always keep one in the pantry, then one in the refrigerator. That's our restock on those chips. Extra rice, extra beans, and then just a lot of extra. I'm going to get a container up here. Actually, the top is going to be full of a lot of containers to keep all of our extra overstock of other items. If I keep too much out, the boys just grab too many things. I try not to, like, so these fruit snacks, I have so much more fruit snacks, but I keep those up top because if not, they'll just grab them even when they don't need them. But guys, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed a nice, peaceful pantry organization. I am obsessed when my pantry looks nice. It makes me feel good, and I'm just like, ooh, I can start the week. But if you need comments, questions, leave them below, and don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe.